Okay, I gotta finish this test page. Yeah. With a fresh cup of coffee. I think I have an idea how to do these last two panels here. I just am not sure about the dialogue yet. What's up, Gemma? Gemma. You gonna jump it up, Gemma? You gonna jump it up? It's on behalf of great guys like Zima and Deland that I'd like to ask everyone to go together in this. Oh, Lord have mercy. Men like these fellows at Long Beach have put up with a great deal for us, to put it mildly. All they ask us to put up is the money. So, even if you've already bought 7 4-loan bonds, even though you buy bonds every payday, do more. Think of the men in all our service hospitals and friends. For their sake, buy more bonds. Good night.
Commanding officer and Lieutenant D.D. Henley for this day here at the United States Naval Hospital in Long Beach, California. Be with us again next Sunday at the same time when Francis Langford, Mike Jones, the City Slickers, Tony Romano, and our special guest, Mr. Gary Moore, will be appearing for the Armed Forces patients at Hoff General Hospital in Santa Barbara, California. When you're buying coffee, think of us and ask for Tasty Sanborn coffee. Coffee made to serve in times like these. This is Ken Carpenter speaking from Long Beach, California. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of every 10 say royal desserts taste more delicious. Yes, royal desserts taste more delicious. And that comes straight from people who know, people who always use royal desserts. And 1,526 will apply. 8 out of every 10 said,
"What are you doing?
Taste more delicious.
What are you doing?"
Royal butterscotch pudding.
My little saboteur. She has to show up every time.
Mm-hmm. How you come running when you smell the cookie? You love royal chocolate and royal vanilla pudding, too. Pick whatever flavor your grocer has. They're all quick, easy, require no sugar. And try tangy, fruity royal gelatin desserts, too. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of every 10 say royal desserts taste more delicious. Yes, royal desserts taste more delicious. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
See. What are you doing? Okay, what next? Let's see here, 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 there, 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 there. Here, there, 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 there. Here, there, 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 there. I get kisses whenever I sing the goofiest stuff. Gemma, you don't care about me. You don't care about me singing goofy songs. You want that belly filled up, don't you? You want TREATS, which I am out of. Let's do Orson Welles. Come on. This is the radio
We shall pump up the volume. Pump it up, pump it up.
Mostly we want your almanac to be fun for you, real fun for all of you, wherever you are. This is January 26th, St. Polycarp's Day, and the eve of the feast of St. Chrysostom. Yesterday morning at 8:33 at 4 degrees Aquarius. Our astrology department says for me to tell all you Aquarians who were born this week that you're in for a very active year. They want me to say that everything was pretty good for you. 156 years ago today, the British settled Australia. I mention these things because they belong in an almanac. And here's another interesting item. 3 weeks ago today exactly, Dick Tracy was kidnapped by Flastock. Homely philosophy and nuggets of wisdom come later, along with Groucho Marx. January 26, our time, 1944, is the date Groucho Marx appears on this show at the sign of the Flying Red Horse. I beg your pardon. I said, Very pretty, but what does it mean? Well, it means we just can't tolerate this sort of thing. You see, I'm from upstairs. My name is Mr. Trivers. Trivers? Oh, yes, the censor. The censor, better known as vice president in charge. That's dirty. What's on your mind, Mr. Trivers? We've told you a dozen times, Mr. Wells, that there's some things you can't do.
Hey!
Why, what have I done? What have you done? Last week in your love scene, you were breathing heavy again.
You're messing me up.
You embarrassed the whole Middle West.
You messing me up, Gemma.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Trivers. It won't happen again. It won't happen again. Look what you're doing now. You've got red horses flying around in here. Now, Mr. Trivers, you can't do that. Flying red horse is symbolic. It's our signature. It opens the program. Let me show you. The makers of Mobile Oil and Mobile Compliments invite you to join us. Invite you to join us. If you're not careful, Mr. Trivers, you're going to wear out your invite you to join us at the sign of the Flying Red Horse. Tonight and every week at the same time over these same stations, the makers of Mobile Gas and Mobile Oil bring you Orson Welles. Ladies and gentlemen, this particular new moon is a total eclipse of the sun. But despite the conjunction with the moon's south node, and its opposition to Pluto, which gives vent to the foregoing luminaries, the whole is very good aspect.
Mr. Wells, immediately after this broadcast, you're to proceed to the lobby of the Wilshire Fish Market, which is having its grand premiere. You will remove your shoes, and at 11:55, imprints of your feet will be preserved for posterity in the fresh cement. There's just one other matter. I have to fill out these forms for Social Security. Now, the name is Orson Welles, and what is your occupation?
I'm a dispenser of wit and humor. I bring smiles to people's faces.
It's
I make
not in
the
this
whole
week.
world laugh.
Mm-hmm. Unemployed?
Come on.
You can say that again. Might I inquire, miss, who you are and what you're doing here?
Well, they sent me over. I'm Miss Grimmett, your new secretary.
I don't need a secretary. Who sent you over?
Your sponsor.
Oh. Pull up a knee and sit down. I guess I could use just one more little secretary. Now, on with the show. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen, that the average family in the United States consists of 3.5 persons?
Oh, isn't that kind of messy, having a half a person around the house?
I'd rather you didn't interrupt, Miss Grimmett. This is a radio program.
Well, you better look over your script first. I've made a few changes.
You made a few changes?
Yes. You plan to introduce your first guest star, Cordell Hall.
Yes, I thought I'd start with the Secretary of State and sort of build from there. Great idea, isn't it?
No, I cancel Cordell Hall. We can replace him with Frank Sinatra.
I'm sorry, that's out of the question. That's out of the question. We couldn't possibly use Frank Sinatra on this program. These microphones have no handle. We've got enough to do without picking him up. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the next item on your radio almanac is a little philosophical flavor. A drama The censor again. What's on your mind this time, Mr. Trivers?
Oh, it's upstairs. We've just been studying your script. Now, this drama you got on for the night. You can't do that on the air.
Why not?
Oh, Mr. Wells.
What is wrong with the love life of a gypsy moth?
Why, the sound effects alone are censorable.
What sound effect?
Well, take this one you got indicated right here.
Yes.
Sound of two caterpillars necking. That's got to come out.
But why? What a wonderful thing. I say, just imagine, if you will, two caterpillars necking. Listen to them. There's a pause, and we hear nothing. Now, see, caterpillars being so soft and silky, they don't make a sound when they're necking.
That's what I mean. Much too suggestive.
Well, now, what's suggestive about it? These caterpillars aren't making a sound.
That's just it. They're being very sneaky about it.
All right, we'll cut the caterpillars. We'll use sea lions. You have never fish in your pocket. Any other complaints?
Yes, scene 3. The one about love at first
Love
sight.
at first sight?
That's got to come out.
What scene is that?
Well, it's this one here. See, where the moth flies into the closet and sees a sweater.
Oh, it's a charming scene. What's wrong with this?
Oh, come now, Mr. Wells. Whose sweater did you really have in mind?
What do you mean?
You know very well, Mr. Wells, that when you put a sweater in this story, you were thinking of only one person. And I don't mean John's other wife. I'm afraid, Mr. Wells, I'll have to cut the whole script.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will send a stamped, self-addressed envelope together with 2 feathers from the wings of the flying red horse and 25 cents to cover handling and mailing, I will send you the censor.
I know that you know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was what she said it was. Thank you, Miss Grimmett. I don't know about almanacs, but in every radio show on about this point, a charming fellow walks up to the microphone, beats you over the head with a commercial. You've heard him. Says, folks, have you tried Perkins pickles today? Why not? Don't you know that Perkins pickles are tangy? Haven't you heard that Perkins pickles are cram full of squishy goodness? Friends, Perkins pickles are scientifically grown to contain 108 warts per pickle. If Perkins finds a pickle with 107 warts, he throws it away. And remember, Perkins pickles, spelled backwards, reads Selkip Snickrip. We don't have an announcer like that. We have a fellow, his name is Ray Collins, back with us, very nice boy, unquote, reserved, very reluctant to talk about the product. So let's all give him a nice round of applause. Here he is, Ray Collins. Hello? See what I mean? Ray, isn't there something you'd like to say to these lovely people? No? You wouldn't last long with Perkins pickles. Ray, there must be something you want to say to them. Yes, there is something I'd like to say, but don't you think it's a bit late for Not at all. It's time to go right ahead. Happy New Year, everybody. Well, that's very sweet of you, Ray, but I was thinking of something else. Have you done any writing lately? Oh, sure. Well, tell the folks about it. Oh, they wouldn't be interested in my bicycle. Your bicycle is not what I'm talking about, Ray. You drive a car, don't you? Oh, sure. Well, how do you make it go? Why, I turn on the ignition. What are you getting at, Orson? I don't want to be obvious about this, Ray, but when you drive a car and you want to get money from your racing coupons, you just... Oh, you mean mobile gas. That's it. American favorite. That's right. Oh,
Still.
Sure. Miles matter. People say mobile gas. Mobile gas is crammed full of miles. All
Still
the
alive,
miles
what
it's possible to give you under wartime nature. Oh, sure, other gasolines are good. But all I know is in wartime as in peacetime, mobile gas remains America's favorite. And 20 million drivers can't be crazy. It looks like love. The way your engine and
Tigger, what's up, buddy?
gasoline team up together. The qualities of mobile gas are outstanding with respect to mileage and power. These two things that count most today. On your speedometer, mark the miles.
I don't believe in erasers, except when I got to rewrite letters.
Gasoline today, mileage. I think I can say that up here of contradiction, right? That's what we want is mileage. Mobile gas, Dr. Wells. Mobile gas. Friends, stop in at the sign of the Flying Red Horse. Get your miles worth of your gasoline coupons with mobile gas. Well, thank you very much, Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, there's just one thing I'd like to add. We don't make any exorbitant claims for our product. We're all adults. I don't think any of us is taken in by some types of advertising. However, mobile gas does contain vitamin A. No other gasoline can make that statement. I beg your pardon? Pardon me, folks. I just found out we can't make it either. We continue now, ladies and gentlemen, with old Dr. Wells' Almanac and Joke Book. Depressing Information Department. In the islands of Hawaii, and this is true, there is a law dating back to King Kamehameha which prohibits lovemaking on the public highways. Encouraging Information Department, powdered glass is not poisonous. Mystery writers, please note, powdered glass is not poisonous. Old Dr. Wells, however, doesn't recommend its use as a substitute for powdered sugar. We interrupt this program, ladies and gentlemen, to bring an interruption. Groucho Marx. Well, Groucho. I think you're not going to interrupt my interruptions, Wells. So this is the new Orson Welles program, and you're the new Orson Welles. Well, you don't look new to me. In fact, if I ever saw you as Orson Welles, you're it. You're partially correct, Groucho. This is a new program, the Orson Welles Almanac. Oh, it is. Well, did you know, Orson, that yesterday was the 150th birthday of Robert Burns? And after writing poetry for all these years, he winds up in Van Buren, Arkansas, playing a bazooka. Did you know, Groucho, that Professor Ungerdunder of the Harvard University Sociology Department just turned in a PhD thesis proving that most people would be better off if they hadn't been born? Yes, but that seldom happens to anybody. Groucho, tell me, what are you doing here? Your sponsor sent me over. Oh, you know my sponsor? Do I know your sponsor? He's over at my house every night drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Had to wait for the second case for this. How do you think you got high? Well, gee, I thought he drank nothing but mobile gas. Now that you're here, Groucho, perhaps you can help me with a problem. Where am I going to live out here in California? Why don't you come and stay with me in Beverly Hills? You're joking. What sort of a neighborhood is it? Judge for yourself. On one side of me lives Betty Grable. Well, who lives on the other side? Who cares? I take it you're fond of Betty Grable. Well, I lean towards that side. You do? Yeah, I lean towards it, but Harry James keeps pushing me away. To get back to you, Orson, something I'm not crazy about. You'll be crazy about my place. All modern improvements, gas lighting, inner-door mouse traps, and a pot belly stove in every room. That is every room except mine.
We couldn't get a potbelly stove for my room, so we hired Sidney Greenstreet to stand in the corner.
I don't know. Do you think I'd be comfortable there?
Why, you'll be as comfortable as a bug in a rug, and we got some of those, too.
Well, I'm afraid I couldn't impose on you, Groucho. You see, I left my ration book in New York.
What if you haven't got a ration book? I'll take care of you. What's the best food in the world? Milk. Where does milk come from? Cows. What do cows eat? Grass. You can eat grass, too. And who knows? No, it's impossible. So you see, you'll be very happy at my place.
I'm sorry, Groucho. I'm afraid to ask the question, especially if I couldn't get anything to eat.
Well, you can't have everything. Look at Solomon with 1,000 wives. Do you think he had everything? Well, maybe he did. My luck, I had to think of Solomon just now.
Well, suppose I did move in, Groucho. What would you charge me?
Money. You speak to me of filthy legal letters. Only a cad would take money from a friend.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Groucho. Shake hands with a friend.
Shake hands with a cad. Would 500 a month be too much?
Oh, come now, Groucho. Money isn't everything. Can money bring you happiness?
No, but I like to have it around so I can choose the type of misery that's most agreeable to me.
I just go pardon, Mr. Wells. I have a message for Mr. Moore.
I'll take it. He's a friend of mine. In fact, we used to know each other. He was a great guy when I had him. What's the message?
There's a milkman outside and wants his horse back.
Tell him he'll have it back the first thing Friday morning, as soon as I get back from my ranch.
You a rancher?
Why, only this morning they sent me 600 head of cattle.
Jersey is the whole thing.
I don't know. They only sent a head. I think they were the heads. Now look at here, Prairie Flower.
Take your hands off me.
Don't get excited. I'm just trying to trace my 600 sides of beef.
Mr. Rabbit, certainly you recognize Groucho Marx.
Indeed. You know, Mr. Moore, I can hardly wait for your program to come on the air every Saturday night. So I usually don't.
We're going to get along gloriously, Miss Grimmett. Couldn't we steal away somewhere together after the program, just you and me?
Put me down.
Quiet. Do you want to get in the picture? Oh, you can't fight it, Miss Grimmett. It's bigger than we are. Can't you see us sitting on a park bench, you and me? No moon, no stars. Just a beam from a policeman's flashlight.
Well, did you ever?
For me, once or twice. Orson, who is this woman?
My secretary.
Come, Orson, secretary indeed. You can fool me once and you can fool me twice. But you can't fool me all the time. Remember, I'm some of the people. Now, come clean, Well. Do you do not want to get in the picture?
Put me down.
Oh, pardon me, Orson. I always wanted to pick you up.
So you're a producer now.
Maybe shall I draw up the contract?
You're a lawyer, too.
Yes, and you'll have a contract. And we can hold it on.
A lawyer, Groucho. Why don't you handle it yourself?
I don't fool around with guys. Now, the first thing we do is to give you a big publicity build-up. Monday, you get lost in the desert. Tuesday, we send Hetty Lamar out to look for you. Wednesday, I go out to look for Hetty Lamar. And Saturday...
Wait a minute. What happens to Thursday and Friday?
I found Hetty Lamar. And don't interrupt. Can't you see you want to be alone? All right, Orson, that's your contract. The party of the first part, hereinafter referred to as Orson Welles, agrees to appear in 7 pictures the first year, 12 pictures the second year, and 18 pictures the third year. Well, you're fired.
Fired? What for?
For making too many pictures. The public is sick of it. Just limit my quote. And Orson, put 2 pair of shoes on the flying red horse. Getting out of here. Quiet.
What happened, Groucho?
Silly horse. I told him he couldn't wear wedgies. Here's your arm next.
Go right ahead, Raymond.
Right. Well, sir, I like good round figures myself. Don't you, gentlemen?
You old devil.
Well, especially I might say when they were these. Well, these figures are 70% of all the cars on the road today
Not such devil.
are from 5 to 10 years old. 70%. New cars will be scarce for a long time after the war's end. Folks, you've got to take care of your car. That means frequent oil change, and that means motor oil. Perhaps you think because you're making shorter trips at lower speeds, you didn't change your oil so often.
On the contrary, under these conditions, oil is apt to get dirty quicker. That encourages burned bearings, worn out cylinder walls, and wasted gasoline. So change oil frequently and change for good. Good, fresh Mobil oil. It helps your car run better, longer. Drive in at the sign of the Flying Red Horse or Mobil oil. Department of Interesting Statistics. Mobil oil is the world's largest selling oil. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to hear from one of old Dr. Wells' favorite songbirds. And one who looks just as good as she sounds. You're going to agree that that's quite something. The name is Martha Stewart. Miss Martha, tell the folks what you're going to sing for them.
That's an Inucio. That means 15 alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you've just heard is the title of what you're going to hear does not constitute an endorsement of old Dr. Wells.
Each time I cling to your kiss, I lose my darling, say that you'll always be mine. This joy is something new. My eyes enfolding you. Never knew this thrill before. Whoever thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering, it's you I adore. Here it's one. If you should leave me, that would be true, and you know nothing more. Forever and make all my dreams come true. Whoever thought I'd be holding you close to me, before. Whoever thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering, it's you I adore. Here it's one. If you should leave me, each little ring with that dreams and my life will bleed through. Love me forever and make all my dreams come true.
Right away, the president will be 62 years old Sunday. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Here's my dime. Sunday is also the 7th anniversary of Hitler's repudiation of the Versailles Treaty. And 5 years ago today, the Loyalists surrendered Barcelona to Franco. You know, just about the longest, loudest argument in our United States history has to do with states' rights. I saw the word states' rights in the headlines this morning. And 114 years ago today, Daniel Webster stood up on the floor of the Senate and spoke for that other sentiment. You all remember how it goes. Most of us had to learn it in school. That other sentiment. Dear to every true American heart, liberty and union, now and forever, one and inseparable. While we're on the subject of liberty, particularly eloquent on the subject of liberty, let's celebrate Thomas Paine's birthday 2 days early by reading a few lines of his, lines written in 1776. I call not upon a few, on all, not on this state or that state, but on every state. Helpless, lay your shoulders to the wheel. Better have too much force than too little, and so great an at stake. It matters not where you live or what rank of life you hold. The evil or the blessing will reach you all. The far and the near, the home countries and the back, the rich and the poor will suffer or rejoice alike. The heart that feels not now is dead. The blood of his children will curse his cowardice, who shrinks back at a time when a little might have saved the whole and made them happy. By perseverance and fortitude, we have the prospect of a glorious issue. By cowardice and submission, the sad choice of a variety of evils, a ragged country, a depopulated city, habitations without safety, and slavery without hope. Look on this picture and weep over it. If there yet remains one thoughtless wretch who believes it not, let him suffer it unlamented. Where was there ever a war for which a world was defeated? Till now. Thomas Paine wrote the words you just heard. They apply very well to this year of grace, 1944. I think they apply very well to the fourth War-Loan Drive. I leave it to you. Now it's time to say good night. And please, if you've enjoyed this program, let us know about it. And more important, if there's anything you like or you think you'd like changed, write us care of the station where your double will find us next week at this same place on the clock. The makers of Mobil Oil, Mobil Gas, Agnes Moorehead, Martha Stewart, Ray Collins, Bud Gluskin, all of us in the Mercury Theater, want this show to be exactly according to your specifications of a good time. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I remain always obedient for you. Your car on the home front is as vital to victory as a round-pound field gun on the battlefield. Keep it rolling with expert care at the sign of a flying red horse. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they want me to make an announcement which it seems like about. So I'm going to ad-lib it. You'll excuse me, it won't take a second, but I think we've got just a second. We have a guest next week, and I forgot to tell you that we have one. And he's an old friend of ours, a very distinguished lecturer, a world authority on undersea life, treasurer's reports, and other curiosa of the American scene. I know you'll be as happy as to hear about this gentleman as I am to be able to announce that he's coming with us. The distinguished lecturer, author, and world authority, Mr. Robert Benchley. Not so much Marsh prepared through the courtesy of the Pabst Brewing Company. Martha Stewart and Ray Collins prepared through the courtesy of Metro Goldwyn Mayer Studios. Producers of the current hit, Madame Curie. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
We hope that you've enjoyed this recording, and for more cat listening, please visit otrcat.com.
Snot in this wig. This is a technique that a great comic book artist named Joe Manili used to use, where you use darker lines for foreground characters and then a lighter, finer point for your backgrounds to create a sense of depth, and then color will be the last element that'll flesh that out. Right, Gemma? You are such a little saboteur. She's gonna mess me up. She knows she's gonna mess me up. She don't care. Huh? She don't care. She don't care. I'm gonna mess that guy up. I don't care. Why should I care? It's not my drawing. I didn't have nothing to do with the drawing, but I did mess it up. Hee hee hee. That's my special power. That's my special power. I'm going to mess it up. Yes, I am. I'm going to mess it up. Come on. Come on. Come on. I remember when I was a teenager, I used to hate filling in the blacks for the dark areas, but as I've aged, now I really enjoy filling in blacks because it's kind of just a soothing, sort of non-stressful Zen thing. You just, you don't do anything. You just fill in the blacks. You're not thinking thoughts. You don't have to pick your nose. You don't have to, no pressure. So this is a back view. So now the final panel, I got to reverse it again and show a front view so we see just how funny or potentially funny it might look. You want to come with me? You want to come with me? To have the other angle of just that little bald patch, the bald patch sticking up through the top of his hat. And then, of course, the final dialogue. I think in an ideal universe, when you're writing comedy material, every page should have at least one or two chuckles. And if you're lucky and you do your job, one LOL moment. So with a progression sequential, you'd want the LOL to be in the last panel. That's what you want, with a couple chuckles before it. Doesn't have to be the LOL in this panel. You might have an LOL, accidental LOL somewhere up in here, or of course you're always trying to have LOL. I met her in a club down in Soho where they champagne. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's the image that's funny, and then other times it's the dialogue. But if those two things can congeal, oh, look at that 10th grade vocab word. Holy cow! Who knew? Well, it's been a while since I pulled something out of my arse, so I might as well make it a 10th grade vocab word, and then change my underwear later. I might let it stew in there for a while. And it's not a beef stew. Logs are involved, I think. Logs. Captain's log. Stardate. Soiled underwear. All right, let's grab another cup of coffee and then knock out this last panel. I'll see if I can do something while I'm making my coffee so that it's not just a stagnant, boring image. When she turned and walked away, that's the way I wanna say. Come on, baby, give me a whirl. I wanna know if you'll be my girl. Ooh. Gemma, where are you? You're not here to mess me up. Huh. Make it bigger? Yeah, let's make it bigger. Oh gosh, if it's my left hand, it's always. Boy, what a mess these pencils are. It's all right. It's all right. The inks, that's where, if ever I can salvage something, it's in the inks, the inky doos. I can't even find the fish. That fish. No, that's not bad. That's a mess. What a mess. What a mess. Oh. What would we do without Sharpies? I don't know. I don't want to live in a world without them. I can tell you that. There she is. Just in time. Just in time. You almost missed a chance. You little stinker. I know. I know what you're here for. You gotta mess me up. Gemma is a rescue cat who lived on the mean streets in a rough neighborhood. I don't want to call it a ghetto, but it's pretty close. Anyway, she got bit on the butt and tail. She had 2 horrible bite wounds that developed abscesses. Didn't you, Gemma? That boy Logger bit your butt. One of the meanest boar cats you'd ever want to meet. A boar cat, if you look it up, cat is a male cat that has not been neutered. And so they're super uber aggressive and territorial. And Gemma was just a victim of his meanness. So I got her off the street. She would have died. She was living under a house, literally under a house, for over 2 months. And she was wasting away. I was trying to get her food every day, but sometimes she wouldn't eat it. She was surviving on a strict diet of spider crickets when I wasn't around to feed her. All right, so what's the dialogue going to be here, eh? He Never does. Come on. What are you doing? You sabotage. You're gonna sabotage. You're gonna sabotage. I don't need to see. I don't need to see. I don't need to see. What do I need to see for? What do I need to see for? Gemma, you are such a pest. You are such a pest. Yeah, but this beast's living underneath a house eating spider crickets. Yes, it does. Come on. Wouldn't I bite your butt? Gemma. Wouldn't I bite your butt? Hey. So when I originally conceived this particular dialogue section, it was going to be Grumpo who was going to say he always was ahead of his time, but because I flipped the angles, now I have to rewrite it, and it's in Cheeto's word balloon style with the way he talks, and I've got Groucho saying something else that sets up Cheeto's punchline. It's really going to be critical in this overall comic strip, Freedonia, that every one of the main characters has comic moments, and it's not just Grumpo that soaks up all the limelight. So you got to balance it out and disperse it evenly amongst the brothers here, the four Marxists. I don't think most people could even tell me what Marxism is. It's just another ism as far as I'm concerned. The other thing about doing a comic strip and lettering your own balloons, in the modern era, it's not as much of a big deal because if I screw up or decide to change the words, I can do it in Photoshop. Just use my magic lasso tool and cut the whole thing out and redo it and tweak the artwork too. Yeah, I'm always messing up with word balloons anyway. So I think the important thing is when you finish an original piece of artwork, that it's something you could potentially sell in the future, at a convention or something. It's an actual piece of artwork and it represents this moment in time. So there's that, right? So any changes that take place for the comic or the magazine sees print is kind of irrelevant so long as this original artwork still exists in some way, shape, or form. I think it's kind of sad and tragic that era of comic book making, the industry probably is almost exclusively digital these days. So there really is no actual, authentic, hand-drawn artwork anymore. Well, this strip will be exclusively hand-drawn. The only digital part will be the coloring. I know a lot of letterers, they take the special tool they have and they draw lines across so that all the letters are uniform, and screw that, man. Who's got time for that? As long as the lettering sort of is not too interferal with the imagery, speak much, me often not. As long as it's not like crowding out the imagery, and as long as it's somewhat aesthetically pleasing to look at, I think that's all that matters. I'm less concerned about uniformity of size when I'm lettering. If you look at Walt Kelly's Pogo strip, he was a master of lettering. And in fact, each one of his characters had their own specific font that he hand drew every single day. These various fonts. Okay. Okay. I'm not happy with this cluster. It's a bit cluttered in here, but I think with colors around it, it might be salvageable. And if you look at a lot of the pictures of cartooning, the old comic strips in particular, you'll see that color is the one thing, the element that really pulled everything together. So let's see if we can get a final shot of these last two panels here before I end the live stream. My actual computer with the YouTube studio is about 12 feet behind me. So I gotta like look, kink my shoulder, my head, cock my neck, brain, ligaments over to the knee bone with in the elbow. So you know what I'm trying to say. Well, I think that's it for tonight anyway. I might actually start coloring this on the iPad just for shizzles to see, you know, how that might look with this magazine size format. 8 panels could possibly be the way to go, and it might flow okay, but there would be variations somewhere along the line. I might use this as one whole big panel so that it contains the aspect ratio of each of these individual rectangles. So I could have 2 panels on a page if it was like, you know, a big panoramic scene or a scene where we have to pull all the way back to show a mountain and cabins and a train passing by, or, you know, there's going to be plenty of room for big landscape sweeping vistas and whatnot throughout Freedonia. But for the most part, I'm going to try to keep it mostly about the characters with just a little hint of the backgrounds beyond. And some of the backgrounds might be pure color without any line work at all. So anyway, that was good, clean fun. It kept me out of trouble and nobody got hurt. Damn it. I was hoping to hurt somebody, but in this case, not one single person got hurt. If you did get hurt because you were rushing to watch me babble from the bathroom or something, tripped to hit your head on the sink, I apologize. Please have your lawyer contact my lawyer. We'll resolve the issue in a timely fashion. After 500 continuances by the year 2040, we could get you a check with a payoff of some kind, out-of-court settlement. But not until then. So here we go, ending the stream. 1 and a 2 and a... Well, that was anticlimactic. Let's try that again. Countdown to end stream, because apparently I don't know how to push buttons. 1 and a 2 and a...